let's do this.
Okay, you have your sound on?
Checking. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sound is on.
Yay! Oh,
Yay. We're online. Woohoo.
okay.
All right. So, last class we had an assignment, and the assignment was. Where is the assignment?
Oh, wait, sorry. It's this one. This
Okay,
one.
let's see.
Right.
Take a number and tell me if the number is odd or even. After that, tell me if that number is higher than 20. Okay, all right. So let's see this. Uh, One thing I would like to do for you actually, it would be to comment your code, like not just
Oh,
correcting it, but commenting the whole thing as I see is it going. Okay, I think it
okay.
would be great for you. So let's see. Okay. Um, okay. Creating an integer variable to, well, variable to store the number. All right, number. There we go. Assigning the value 13 to the variable. All right, so far.
Yep.
Printing the number. All right. Okay. Boolean condition: if the number divided by 2 is equals to 0, then it's an odd number. That's even number. Okay, and let's see in here. Print the best case scenario, and otherwise print the worst case scenario. Okay, and again, let's see what you have in here. If the value stored in our own number
In.
in number is lower than 20. Oh, actually it's higher, right? Yeah,
Right, higher,
it's
sorry.
higher. um, Print the best case scenario, and in here print the worst case scenario. All right, let's try this. So what is the value we have? We have the value 13 in here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, we know that 13 ends at 0, so it needs to be an even number, right? Let's see what it
Yep.
prints. Okay, it says it's an odd number. All right, so what is wrong, Red? Let's take a minute and think. So the value in here is 13, and you're saying if 13 divided by 2 is equals to 0. You see the mistake in here?
It worked just a little while ago. It
Just
said it was an even number.
but just try to follow this idea.
Okay.
Number
Okay.
equals to 13. All right, then you
30.
say 30, sorry. And if the number divided by 2, so 30 divided by 2 is going to be 15, right?
Right.
So is it equals to 0?
No.
So that's the problem. It's not. Yeah, this statement is incorrect, because divided is going to give you the result of the division.
Yeah.
What is the result of 13 divided by 2? It's going to be 15. Okay.
Yep.
And
Yep.
what you need?
Y-
You need the rest. What was left of the division?
Okay, so the mm, Percent
You need, yep, the mod
mod. Okay.
operator. All
Okay,
right.
so it should say if number.
If mod 2
Oh,
equals to 0.
okay.
All right. Let's try it again.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So 13, 30, it's an even number, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's try it again. So 31. All right, it's an odd number. And let's say 168. There you go. Whoops, semicolon. And it's an even number. So the result of number mod, or the rest of the operation of mod 2, if it is equals to 0, then it's an even number. If not, it's an odd number. So
Okay.
that's correct. Okay.
Yay.
Did you got the problem, or what was the problem, if it there was any?
Just the mod. But when I did it before, it came out right. So I'm not sure why it
Okay.
came out.
Is there any number that divided by 2 is equals to 0? I don't think so, right?
Yeah,
So
except two.
what? Yeah, except 2.
Except
Let's
two.
try 2. Yeah, let's try 2. Maybe that's the case you tried. Maybe you tried with divided by 2, and then you just changed the value. Nope.
Oh, no.
2 divided by 2 is equals to 0. Oh, it's equals to 1.
Oh, it's equals to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so no. Okay.
All right. So, got the problem? Did you understand that?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So,
so let's
no,
fix it.
it's okay. It's okay. It's fixed. Okay.
No.
Let's just fix in here. All right.
Yep.
It's okay. The main goal in here was not using mod or divider, but to understand the problem and make it logical. Make it into something that you could create steps for the computer to solve it. That was the main goal. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let's go for the third lesson, because right now you're just using ifs, else's, and sometimes we discussed it last class about if, else if, else if, else if, else, and so on, right?
Right.
We discussed about that, and today I want to talk about nested conditions, nested ifs. Okay, so that's what we
Okay.
are going to work with.
Okay.
So this is not a good practice to have every single project you have in here. It's okay right now because on each project you only have like 2 files.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, like this, just 1 file. Okay, so it's not a problem. But when you get your hands into something bigger, it's getting crazy really fast. Okay, so not a good idea. So Java application, but it's the good thing is I'm really bad about on remembering names. So right now I have something to look at. So I know it's lesson 3, nested conditionals. Conditionals. All right. Conditionals, and we need to fix in here. So our main class is going to be something like, whoa, something like your domain. So it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be red.domain dot, and your class name is going to be lesson 3. So that's okay. All right. Creating the project. Here's your main file. This is your main statement. We discussed about this before. So let's go for one little practice. Let's suppose that you're trying to create a software that will tell the age of the person. Okay, actually not the age, but how is that age considered? For example, if the person is an adult or is not an adult. Okay,
Okay.
adult.
Yep.
Okay, so let's first things first. We need to create a variable. So let's create a variable that will store the age. So it's going to be an integer. All right.
Okay.
And we are going to store something like age equals 41. All right.
Okay.
And let's think a little bit. Actually, we needed to think about this before. Let's try this. Okay, so create a software that takes an age and decides if the person is an adult or not. Rule: an adult needs to be over 19 years old. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so based on that, we already know what we need to do. We know that we need to create something to store a value. We need to have some way to store a value, and we need to have some way to validate that information, to check if the age is above the adult limit or is it below the adult limit.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that's what we need to do. So first things first, of course, we need to create that variable. All right, and age, right? Age. And then we need to initialize that variable with some kind of information. Right now we are not going to use user inputs. We are going to use user input later. Okay, so don't
Okay.
worry about it. So let's just initialize this variable with 41. All right.
Okay.
Okay, and now we need to have a conditional saying if the person is an adult or not, and we need to check that condition, and that condition is over 19. So let's do this. If the variable that stores our age is higher or lower, what is the best case scenario in here?
Higher.
Higher. So if the variable is higher than 19, why 19? Because 19 is the legal age. All right, then
Okay.
we are going to say print system dot out dot println you are an adult. All right, let's try this. Let's see if it works. And running, and you're an adult. Okay, all right. So let's double check it. So let's say 18, and let's try it again. And it doesn't say anything. Is there a problem in
Right.
there?
Yep. You need an else.
Awesome. But also, there's a problem in here. Let's see. So below 19 worked, above 19 worked. So we need to check with 19. And it didn't say anything. So what's
Yep.
wrong with that?
The if has to be greater or equal,
Yeah, but why?
so it includes 19.
Exactly, right. So if your age is equals or higher or equals to 19, then do this. All right.
Right.
Okay, let's try it again. And is it working? Yes. So we
Yep.
have this fully tested. Okay, so below same age and above that age, it's working. Great. So we need to create the worst case scenario. How do we create a worst case scenario? We create it with an else. So else system.out.println ln you are an child. A child. Wow. Child. Help me out, please.
LD. No E.
Child. That's it.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. You're a child. Let's see how it goes. So, okay, 19. All right. 18. And 18. Okay. So, is it working? Yeah.
Yep.
So, great. This works very well, but there's a problem in here. I don't mean a problem because the idea behind the software is just to say if the person has 19 or not. That's it. Okay.
Hmm.
So we need to check something else. Okay. So let's expand this. Do you want me to keep this, or can I just go ahead and implement this because you got this on video, so you can go
Yeah.
back
Go
and
ahead.
watch it. So can we
Okay.
just
Yep.
keep implementing? Okay.
Yep.
So rule number two. Rule number two. If the person is, let's say, below 13, it's a child. If it's higher than 13 but below 19, it's a teenager. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Uh, anything else will be an adult. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So let's see if we can implement that on our current software. So I have the 19 statement in here saying that person is an adult. All right, great. And I have the worst case scenario in here saying the person is a child. So, but the things have changed now, because the first thing I'm trying to check if the person is 13. All right, that's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing I'm trying to check. So this is the best case scenario. All right. If this software was about is this person old enough to drink beer? So being able to drink beer would be the best case scenario. But
Okay.
that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking
No.
about if the person is below 13, then that's a child. All right.
Okay.
So let's try this. Let's try to fix this. So I'm gonna remove this so we don't get confused. Okay.
Okay.
And let's
Okay.
start with best case scenario. So if age is lower or equals, because we know we need to use equals to include the date, to
Right.
13, then we're going to say system.out .println you're a child. I don't know why I'm keep just typing E on that. All right. So if the person is a child, if the person is below or equals to 13, person is a child. All right. If not, that person would be considered an adult, right? So, but that's
Right.
not the case, because if the person is like 19, it's a teenager. But
Yep.
it
Below
needs to
19.
be, yeah, below 19. But it needs to be below 19, but we need to check it first if it is still a child or not. Okay? So
Right.
that's what we're doing. We are first checking if the person is a child. So if we do something like this, for example, if age, wow, if age is below or equals to 19, all right, we can
Okay.
say system.out.println you're a teenager. Is that correct?
No,
Why?
because it would include anybody under 19. Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Sorry. I'm wrong.
Maybe you're not wrong. Let's try it.
No, oh, no,
Let's
I'm
try
not.
this. Let's see.
Okay.
So you're a teenager, all right? But why? Because it's 18, all right?
Because it's 18.
All
Yep.
right. So let's try with a different value. Let's say 12, all right?
Okay.
Actually, let's say
S-
5 years old, all right?
Okay.
Let's see if there's a problem in here. So yeah, you're a child and you're a teenager. So there's something wrong in here, because you are getting evaluated in this one, and
Mm-hmm.
then you totally forget about that condition, and you do another conditional in here saying, okay, don't keep in mind if the person is a child or not. Check it again and say if that person is a teenager. All right. So that's a
Right.
problem. Okay. So what we
Yep.
need to do, we need to make sure that it's going to happen this statement or this one. You can't have both. Okay. So how do
Okay.
we do that? We just say else if so if the age is below or equals to 13, then do this.
Okay.
If not, check if the age is below or equals to 19, and then do this. All
Hmm.
right, make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, that's it.
Yep.
And you're a child. All right, let's try it again with 19. You're a teenager. All right, and
Oh, but that's wrong
let's try it again. Oh, if age is higher or equals to 19, higher or equals.
Okay.
All
But
right.
19's an adult.
So yeah, that's the problem. Let's just
Okay.
keep it going. Okay. So
Okay.
20. So yeah, it's not saying anything.
Okay.
So there's a problem in this statement because the person needs to be higher or equals to 19, or the person needs to be lower or under.
Lower.
Yep. So it needs
Yep.
to be under or equals to 19 years old. All right, that's right. You're a teenager. So now it's fully satisfied. Our conditionals are fully satisfied. All right? Why not?
Because it says age 20.
Mm,
Age 20 is not a teenager.
okay, so is that correct or not?
No.
So what's wrong?
Oh, because it says greater
Can
or
you
equal
can you fix
to
it?
19. Yeah. It was, I think it was less before.
Okay. And
Okay. Okay, so are we, okay, I'll shut up. You
no,
keep
go ahead.
going.
Go ahead. You had the right line of thread. Keep it going. It's okay. You got this.
Okay, so am I trying to get it to say you're an adult
Now you're just trying to say if the person is a teenager or not.
or a
But
child?
the problem is that if you're right now, since you have 20 years old in here, okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
it's of course it's not going to print anything because the 20 is higher than 19. So it's obvious that it is not going to print it, right?
Right,
Okay, because age 20 is higher, not lower. All right.
right, right.
Okay, that's why it's not printing. Thing is, we are discussing that teenager needs to be under 19. It needs to be under
Right.
19.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
So how do you fix that?
There.
All right, let's try it again. All right, you fixed it. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, is there any
Okay.
other way to fix that? Let's think a little bit more and try to fix this in a different way.
Okay.
It's the same thing. You just you're using the same approach with a different value. Keep in mind that it needs to be below 19 to be a teenager. Okay. So
Okay.
what is the last possible number below 19 that will make a person?
18.
Yeah, there you go. So try
Okay.
with 18. So if the
The
person,
age?
yeah, if age is lower or lower than 18, no, no, not on
Oh.
the
Oh.
conditional, on the
Okay.
conditional, yeah.
Okay.
So it's lower than 18, all right? But you
Yep.
need, in this
Should,
case, you need to include 18. There you go. And try it again. Of course, it's not printing anything because the age is 19. So let's try with 18. And try it again. And there you go. So
yay.
two different approaches to solve a problem. Okay, it's actually it's the same approach, but you're testing different conditions. Got the idea?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So let's say one more thing. Let's say that if the person, okay, if the person is not a child, if the person is not a teenager, obviously the person is going to be an adult because that's what
Right.
we are saying in here. Okay. So
Hmm.
else, which means okay, this person is not below 13, this person is not below 19. So system.out.println You're an adult. All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it again.
Oops. Oh.
Just run. All right. You're a teenager because
Uh-oh.
he's 18.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
you can't be scared every time, every single time your software does a boo boo. You just need to understand what's going on. All right, let's see.
Okay.
You're an adult. All right, great. But let's try another condition in here. Let's try another condition. Let's say that rule number two. If the person is above above 65, for example, that's an example. Let's say the person is a senior, okay? The person
Okay.
is considered a senior. So let's say something different about that, okay? And in this case, I don't want to go around in here and do another if else. Let me show you what I don't want to do, okay? I don't want to,
Okay.
because the rule in here is not to check if the person, as you can see in here, we are going on a crescent. We are trying for the lower number into the higher. So 13, 18, and then you're going to everything else, okay? So if we
Right.
try to do something like that, we would need to do something like if we need to check if the person is a senior, for example, we need to do something like if, else if, age is higher than 65, all right?
Mm-hmm.
System.out, out.println, um, let's say you're a senior. You're a senior. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, if the person is not 65, if the person is not below 13, not below 18, and not higher than 65, the person is going to be an adult. So let's see if it is okay. Yes, it's okay. It's working. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
The problem in here, there's a problem on your on the design of this, because let's say there's something you want to say to every single adult you have on this idea. For example, let's say uh, if the person is an adult, uh, let 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 him have a beer, for example. So if the
Okay.
person is above 19, equals or above 19, and it doesn't matter how old the person is, because if it is above 19, I want the person to have a beer.
Okay.
And there's a design problem in here. Can you spot the design problem? Problem here, Red,
No.
is okay. Problem here is these two these two events in here, these two conditionals are true for this statement,
Okay. Yeah.
because both of them is it's above the legal age for drinking.
Right.
We are pretending that you live in Brazil, and in Brazil the legal age for drinking is 18. Okay, so
Okay.
uh, there's a design problem in here. You see, because even if you're an adult, or even if you're a senior, you can have a beer. So how do you fix that? Well, of course, you could do something like system.out.println have a beer, and then you could do something like system.out.println have a beer. All right, will this work?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it will work. Why is it going to work?
Because they're both adults.
Okay, so but do you see the problem in here on this pattern, with this pattern?
Yeah. It could get really big.
No, it's not just the problem is not just because it's going to be really big. Let's pretend that's not just a single message. Let's pretend that is not. We're not just saying have a beer. Let's pretend you're doing something really hard with that. Let's say you're trying to evaluate if the person can have insurance or not, if the person is a problem to the insurance or not. So if you have something, and if the rule is this really the very same rule for both persons, for 19, for or for an adult, or for uh, senior, if the person is on that limit, on that age, you need to do something about insurance, or some really hard calculus, for example, you might have a problem. You might do some mistake when you're trying to replicate that code. It's never a good idea to have the same code, just copying and pasting the same code on different parts of your project. It's always a bad idea. So what
Okay.
do you do with that? Either you create a new method, or either you fix your code. Okay.
Okay.
So let's fix this.
Okay.
So let's say that I'm going to remove this, and let's say that, okay, I know that, okay, else, all right. So I know there's a problem in here. The problem is key, that key is was misplaced. Actually, there was an extra key. This is the key, in case you're wondering. Open key,
Ah, okay.
close key. Okay, so
Hmm.
key, bracket, parenthesis, and blah blah. All right. So if the person is not under 13, if the person is not earning under 18, it's okay. We know that it is an adult, and we know that he is on the age to have a beer. So let's just print system dot out dot println have a beer. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a problem in here. What is the problem? We're just missing one letter. All right. And let's try it again.
Okay.
So you're an adult, and print a beer.
Okay.
It shouldn't say you're an adult, because we're not saying you're an adult right now. It's just saying print a beer. So it didn't run.
Mm.
Let's try it again. There you go. Have a beer.
Okay.
All right. Okay, but the problem still, we're not checking if the person is under 65 or above 65. So best case scenario, let's say that. What is the best case scenario for rule number 2, Red?
To make sure they're above 65.
All right, that's the best case scenario. That's the one thing we're looking for. Okay,
Yep.
so let's check that. And this is where nested ifs become handy, because you
Okay.
have one condition that will apply only if the set of information is already inside of another set. Okay, so if
Hmm.
age is higher or equals to 65, let's print system dot out dot println you're a senior. All right.
Okay.
So else, or if the person is under 65, okay, system dot out dot println you're an adult. All right.
Okay.
Makes sense to you?
Yep.
Okay, let's try this. So if the
Oh,
person is 22,
that's wrong.
that's wrong. What's wrong?
They're not a senior at 22.
Yeah, no, that I know, but what's wrong with the code?
I'm not sure.
Okay, take a guess. Do you wanna do debugging this to check how is it going?
Okay.
All right, so let's put a breakpoint in here. All right, and click on
Okay.
the debug. Okay, and let's see how it goes. So we have age in here. If you hover your mouse above the variable, you know that you're going to receive the value. So right now age is not known because the line haven't been processed, as you can see in here. So let's just hit F8, and after the F8, if you hover, you're going to see the value that has been assigned. So the value is 22. Okay, so is 22 is 22, oh, that's an age, right?
Yep.
Okay, is 22 lower or equals to 13?
No.
No. So press F8 and there you go. We're not getting into this statement. All right. So is 22 lower or equals to 18?
No.
No. So one more time. Then it dropped all the
Oh,
way
so it
down
jumps
to,
down?
yeah, it dropped all the way to the else. Else is catch everything that has not been specified on the conditions before me. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so right now it's checking a different thing. It's asking for, is 22 lower or equals to
Oh.
65? Is it?
Yep.
So
So then it's correct.
you're a senior.
Okay, I would have never thought of that.
Okay, so that's why we have this debug, because that helps you to catch this kind of thing. Okay, and so that's why it's printing have you're a senior, and then of course it's going to print have a beer, another, even if you're not a senior, right? So there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so got the problem? Is 22 senior?
No.
So what's the problem?
Okay.
let's
Um,
let's debug again the problem, right? Let's debug, because this I promise you that this will get really easier as you just practice. Okay, so okay,
okay.
age is 22. We know that those two conditionals are okay, and we know the problem is around here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the age? Age is 22. What is the condition to be a senior?
Oh, it needs to be greater,
Oh,
not less,
all right, so as you can see, that's the
right?
problem. All right, so fix it. And you need to restart it. So just press the stop button on top
Oh,
and run the software again.
whoops.
And there you go. You're an adult.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Okay.
try it again. Let's change the values so you can make sure if uh, if this is correct, if this is working.
Okay. So change it to how about 6?
68.
Okay.
And let's try it again. And you're a
Aha.
senior. Have a beer. Okay, let's try it with 11 years old, and let's see if it lets you have a beer. You're a child.
Yay.
Okay, all
All
right.
right.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's fix this again. Now let's say that if the person is is not an adult yet. Okay, if the person is not an adult yet, the person can have a special discount for brats.
For what?
For brats,
Okay.
the person can have a special discount for misbehavior,
Oh, okay.
for being a brat.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so can you fix that?
I don't know.
Let's try it. It's okay.
Okay. Um, okay. How old are they again?
If the person is not an adult,
Okay.
So how do you see if the person is not an adult?
If they're under 19.
Excellent. So you need to rewrite that part because you're not going to use the whole thing for the 13 or 18, okay? You need to encapsulate that. Do you want me to do with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's break this into two different parts. This else I know for sure that this it deals with the adults, okay?
Okay.
Deals with adults and seniors. All right?
Okay.
So what do we need to do to deal with the teenagers and the infant and the childs? We need to create another else and say if our age is lower or equals to 18, that's an example, or if you want to try with lower than 19, for example, it doesn't matter. Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to encapsulate the whole thing in here. You see, I created keys that encapsulated it.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
Alt Shift F to auto format that. There's an indentation in here. And let's
Okay.
say system dot out dot println. Let's say have an ice cream. Ice cream.
Okay.
All right. So
Mhm.
if it's not an adult, because that's what we are trying to check if it's not an adult first. So we are saying, okay, you're not an adult. Do you have 13 or less? Do you have 18 or less? If you do, say, yeah, you're a child, say you're a teenager, and it doesn't matter if you're a teenager or a child, it's going to say have an ice cream. It's the same
Oh.
thing we did with a beer down here. Okay,
Okay.
so have an ice cream. It's a true condition to either a child or an adult. It doesn't matter. Actually, to a child or a teenager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this. And you're an adult, have a beer. Okay, so the age is 11. So, okay, there's a problem in here again. Oh my God,
Yep.
what's wrong with me today? So, can you fix it?
No, that's right.
Let's break it down. Let's do a debug. If we're not sure
Okay.
what's going on, let's debug. So, okay, press F8 to follow the. What is the value? Hover the mouse over the. Yeah, there you go.
Whoops.
Is
Okay, 11.
11 is 11 higher than 19?
No. Oh, so this is it right here. It should be less than.
Okay, so there you go. Break and run again.
Haha. Okay.
Okay, and let's change again the number, the age.
Okay.
Okay, 35. Let's see. You're an adult. Have a beer. Let's try with a different age. Let's say he's a senior. There you go. You're a senior. Have a beer. All right.
Cool.
I would love to show your satisfaction on our stream right now. I can see it in your smile. Okay, so let's do just one more thing, just to
Okay.
wrap this up. Okay, let's say that
Okay.
if the person is there anything between an adult and a senior?
Not really.
What about
Just a
senior? Is there anything after senior?
nope. Just old.
Okay, just old. Okay, so let's say that
Elderly.
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 Awesome.
Yes.
And what is the age limit for elderly?
I don't really know.
Uh,
I'm gonna guess 70.
okay, so let's
That's
say
70 or 80.
80. Let's say
Let's say,
80.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's do this. Let's say that if the person is above 80 or equals to 80, the person is an elderly. So can you fix that for us?
Um, I think it would go
Just follow the stream and you find it.
here. No? Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't don't worry about it, Red. Just write it. Don't worry if you're mistaken or not, okay? There's just like 20% watching our us on
There
YouTube, so
is not.
yeah, there is. Okay, go ahead.
Whoops, wrong one. See, it's not just you, it's me too.
Okay.
Do I do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
My keyboard's sticking.
All right.
They'd probably hit you in the face for that.
And you need a semicolon at the end.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
All
Thank you.
right. And let's try this. Let's see if it works.
Wait, wait, wait. Let's make it 82 then.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's see what happens.
Ha ha ha
You're a
ha.
senior.
It
You're
it
a
should say you're too old to drink.
no. But actually, take a look on the output. There's a problem because
You're a
it is
senior?
saying you're a senior, then it's saying you're
Yeah.
an elderly, and then
Ah.
have a beer. Okay.
Okay, okay. So could it be um,
If you don't know what to do, debug.
oh, okay.
Is 1882 higher than 19?
Yeah.
You need to um, it's higher? No, it's lower, right? Actually, it's lower. Yeah, it's higher. You're right.
Yeah, it's higher.
Okay, F8. You need to talk to yourself and you need to discuss with yourself what's the value. That's the way you're going to learn this, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Ask yourself. Don't
82 is
don't be shy.
higher than 65. I'm always shy. Well, okay. Yeah, that's true too.
So, you see the problem?
No,
The value is satisfying two different conditions. It's satisfying the
the
65
65 and
and
90.
the 80. That's the problem.
Okay.
That's what you need to fix.
Hmm. Okay. Um, I don't know how.
Okay, it's okay. Let's break this down one more time and let's see what's going on. So right now we are saying that if the age is 18, okay,
Hmm.
it's actually we are saying if the age is higher than 65, which includes the 80,
Right.
we are going to print that. Okay, so that's the problem. We need to just move this.
Oh,
Let's move this to above here and make this if into a linked conditional. So if the age is higher than 18, say you're elderly. If the age is not higher than 18 but it's higher than 65, say you're a senior. Else do whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it again. This is not the only way to fix this. This is just one of the many options you have to solve this kind of problem. Okay, this is
Okay.
just the way we are practicing this.
All right.
Any questions?
I would have never, I probably wouldn't have put the 80 above the 65 since it's kind of going in order.
It doesn't. Oh, okay. So what would be a different approach for that? Let's try a different approach. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say what is the breakdown between an adult and a senior? What is the difference? 65. All right.
Right.
So let's do a different thing in here. Instead of having this two in here,
Okay.
we are doing something like, let's break this down. Let's move this else out of our view because we don't want to see it now. Okay. And we are doing something like this. If age is above or equals to 65, then check these conditions. But first, you're going to check if the person is an elderly. If it's not an elderly, it's going to be a senior. That's it.
Okay.
Got it?
I think so.
Else, you're an adult. See, two different approaches to solve the same problem.
Okay.
Alt,
Which one would be the
Alt
which
Shift
one would be the
F.
most correct?
There is no most correct right now, Red.
Okay.
There's no most correct. There's this thing right here is satisfying every single step I told you so far. That was always deal with the best case scenario first. So is it working? You're doing that? Yeah. So it's correct. Okay. And always. So it's actually we're just dealing with. Oh yeah. And do deal with the nested conditions. So that's the two conditions we try to understand in this class, and both options are working with that. Okay, are fulfilling that. So let's try. Let's see if it works.
Okay.
It worked.
Yep.
Okay, let's try a different age. Let's try 65. Did it work?
Yep.
So everything is running
Oh,
smoothly. Okay.
okay.
So any questions?
Okay, for them to be nested, they go between these brackets, right?
Keys.
Keys. Okay.
Um, okay. Let me solve that for you. Let me show you. Okay, down here where nobody cares about the file. So let's say if something, do this, else do that. Okay.
Right.
All right. So if you have something nested, just keep in mind that the only line the an if condition is going to solve is the first line. Okay. So it will. Well, whoops. Sorry. Okay. Let's try this. Okay. Run this. Run this. And run that. All right. That's what happens.
Okay.
Okay. So just keep in mind that if you have an if conditional in here, the
Mm-hmm.
only line you are going to run is the first line. That's it. Okay. But
Okay.
in this case, for example, we don't have just one first line. We have several lines that needs to run inside of an if condition. So how do we fix that? We fix that with the keys. So you're just inserting keys to make sure that you can have more than just one condition, and also this.
Okay.
All right, got it so
Okay.
far?
Okay. So that's what makes them nested is that they're between that, between the two keys.
What makes it nested? Because you have another if inside of an if.
Okay.
As you can see, as you can see, this if condition will only run if this if condition is fulfilled. So if this is
Okay.
true, then check this.
Okay.
If this is not true, if this is not true, it's not going to evaluate this. Never.
It'll just skip to the else.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Any questions?
Wait, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because there is an else if, does that count as another if here?
Yep. But
Okay.
what is the else if nested to? Is this else
Th-
if going to run if this is over 19, actually lower than 19, or if this is lower than 13? What is this else if referring to? Referring to?
Okay. If the age, oh, for the 19.
No,
No,
because
for the 13.
yep, because it's
Okay.
immediate. Immediate. Okay, so as you
Okay.
can see, it only works with the immediate conditional.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope, I think I get that.
Got it?
Hopefully.
No,
I think so.
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you did. So let's see if we can come up with yeah, I know. Let's see if we can come up with
An assignment?
yeah, I'm just browsing for some hardcore um, some hardcore algorithms for you to do that. Um,
Ah,
aha.
and this includes everything that's in this.
Oh,
Aha, I never noticed that before.
oh, you never.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
And that, cool. Okay.
All right. Let me see. Okay. So for your assignment, let's do that. I'm gonna write this one, and actually, I'm gonna use a different style of comment in here. Okay. So
Okay.
one more time, get a number. Say if the number is odd or even. All right.
Okay.
I don't need to brackets. If the number is odd, tell say say if the number is positive. Okay?
Okay.
So how do we know if a number is positive? Positive numbers are numbers higher or equal to
0.
0. All right? So I don't want to know if it is an odd number, I want to know if it is a positive or negative number. All right? If it's
Okay.
not a positive or negative, if not an odd number, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't care if it's a positive or negative. If it is an even number, I don't care about it at all. Question?
Okay. So only if it's odd, you want to know if it's positive.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay. So I believe that's it. That's it for this session. If you have any questions, please just let me know. And
I will.
I will take a look on your assignment next class. So,
Okay.
all right. I think that's it. All right. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
You have a
Okay.
great one. Bye bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
And we are offline, I guess.
Okay. I hope.
So, I hope. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Should
yep.
I make a new page for the assignment
No,
or do it in
a
here?
new project. Always a new project.
Okay.
Always
Just
do
wanted to
new
make sure.
projects so you can have. Okay, we're not offline. We wasn't offline. It's okay. Now we are offline. Yeah, because I don't know how
Sure.
the because we don't know how these things work. And Red, there
Hmm.
was one person watching the stream all the time.
You.
Was it that you? No, it doesn't count me.
No, no, I wasn't.
So
You said that was private. No one else was gonna be seeing it.
no, I said it. That is I didn't say it was going to be private. Come on.
Yes, you did.
No, I said that I was going to create a list for you, and that's why I'm removing you from the screen. That's why. Because if it was private, it wouldn't matter. Nested conditions. Learning about learning about nested conditions. Um, did you enjoy this week?
Yeah,
Actually,
this
this
one that we had today.
yeah, you
Yeah,
like it?
yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay, so and as